5 o'clock on this Monday, and at this hour, teachers from all across the state are now headed back home after packing the Indiana State House for a rally earlier.
They tell 13 News they took the day off work to speak up for themselves as well as their students and the future of education. Teachers say they're hoping lawmakers heard them as they brought their concerns about a bill which would impact Indiana schools.
Tonight we have team coverage of this rally for you with our Samantha Johnson and also our State House reporter Emily Longnecker. And Emily, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Ann and Felicia, the bill that those teachers are not happy about is Senate Bill 1. It is back in the Senate today where it all started, and that's because senators have to decide if they are happy with the changes the House made to the bill. But look, lawmakers in the Senate haven't even started talking about what they think about Senate Bill 1. They're talking about the budget right now and amendments to the budget. They're debating several amendments. There's over 70 amendments that they could talk about today, and the reason why they have to do that right now, it's a big deadline today for the Senate and the House. Today is the last day that lawmakers in both chambers can offer changes to bills to keep them moving forward to that final vote. So lawmakers, they have not even started talking about Senate Bill 1 yet. We don't know what they think about those changes that the House made, but we certainly know that a lot of teachers are not happy with this bill. Take a listen.
When I say students, you say power. Students, students. When I say families, you say power. Families, families.
They raised their voices in the halls of the Indiana State House Monday. Public school teachers upset about how they believe SB 1 will hurt public schools.
I have to be honest. It makes my job very difficult.
Gemma Marlowe teaches government at Union School Corporation.
I have preached and taught that how important government is.
Lately, the lesson she's teaching is about using your voice to speak truth to power after lawmakers added an amendment to SB 1 that would dissolve the Union School Corporation by July 1st, 2027.
I thought it was underhanded, and I don't believe that it's for the good of anything, really. I believe that it's to dissolve. We're going to be the first of many. I believe that with my heart. It's just not a single act. We're just the test pilot for it.
The district has about 300 kids who attend school in person, but there are 9,000 kids across the state who attend online. Two of the lawmakers behind the amendment, Republican State Senator Scott Alexander and Republican State Representative J.D. Prescott, cited what they said were the school district's continuously low reading and state assessment scores as the reason for the amendment.
They are citing our test scores, however, they never allowed us to supply data to them. So we're not exactly sure how you can use test scores when you're not holding every school in the state of Indiana accountable to that.
Union School Corporation teachers weren't the only ones upset about SB 1. Other teachers from across the state said they were unhappy that under the bill, public schools would have to share referendum money with charter schools. Parents who came out to support teachers had the same concern, especially because if SB 1 becomes law, there will be less property tax revenue, which means less money for schools. So a lot of districts actually were on e-learning today to allow for their teachers to be able to come here and rally at the State House. And in what's likely a response to that, Republican State Representative Andrew Ireland filed an amendment to another bill that would prohibit school districts from calling a day of e-learning so that their teachers could participate in any kind of planned rally or protest. And if districts violated that prohibition, they would lose state funds for every day that their teachers are out. But getting back to SB 1, again, the Senate has not even taken it up yet, so we don't know what lawmakers in that chamber think about the changes made by the House. But again, we certainly know what teachers think. My colleague Samantha Johnson talked to even more. Sam?
We saw what seemed like more than 1,000 people inside the Indiana State House, teachers and administrators, parents and students. The biggest concern of the day, funding for public schools.
You take one of us on! You take all of us on!
I'm here today because I believe in public education for all students.
Veronica Fife Dembski teaches in Indianapolis. She's also a parent who brought her kids with her to Monday's rally.
Because it's important that they see that our voices matter, that this is democracy.
And in the halls of adults making big decisions, fourth grader Audrey Northup and hundreds of other kids.
So that they can have the proper learning and education that they want. I have also been a public schools my whole life, and I really like my teachers, and I want to support my teachers, so that's why I'm here.
In the sea of red for Ed, Indianapolis math teacher Nathan Ferguson holds a bright yellow sign.
The quality of the schools can't stay the same with less funding. That's pretty basic math. This math isn't mathing.
Indiana teachers out of the classroom Monday, with districts like IPS and Pike Township moving to e-learning. Educators standing in front of the State House instead of their students.
I hope my students see that I care deeply about them, not just their next test, but what's going to happen to them in the future.
I just hope that all this support shows to the governor and the state legislatures, and that they feel the support for our public schools too, and start to value what we value.
At the State House, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
So this bill is massive, 350 pages right now, and it certainly does a lot of things.
And we're going to break all of that down, and we'll tell you what they mean for you at WTHR.com/politics.
Senate Bill 1 could also impact the South Madison fire territory.
Our Jenny Runovich spent the day in Madison County learning how firefighters believe the changes could hurt several fire departments and put public safety at risk. It's new at 5:30. And Governor Mike Braun signed an executive order to remove what he calls, quote, government-imposed tax penalties on marriage. The order directs agencies to evaluate and identify laws or policies that disadvantage married couples.
In a statement, the governor's office says the state's tax system, quote, disadvantages married couples in many ways. His office then singled out exemption caps for both single and married filing jointly taxpayers.
The governor's statement says in part, quote, this executive order will make sure Indiana's policies are providing an incentive for Hoosiers to build strong families rather than getting in the way. All right, taking a turn from the State House and the happenings at the Capitol to the weather. The happenings all over.
Yeah. Did we get up to 70 today? We had some gusty winds out there and partly sunny skies.
Yes, we had some sun. The clouds have moved in. As expected, we ended up with some showers and storms to the south. So we'll start with radar and cover some temperature changes as we look ahead. This is radar over the last 3 hours, and you can see those storms erupt across the southern part of the state. They are now exiting. Severe thunderstorm watch does continue for portions of Kentucky, southern Ohio, and West Virginia. None of that will have an impact locally. But if you did get a few of those showers and storms south, they are moving out. We're at 66 degrees in Greensburg. We're down to 68 in Indianapolis, 69 degrees in Brown County. It is gusty out there. Ann said it. We were windy yesterday. We've got some wind gusts over 30 miles per hour in Indianapolis, Muncie, and right at 30 in Lafayette. Also want to point out the 24-hour temperature change out to our west. They are much, much colder, and that chilly change will get here for tomorrow. So you're going to need to find the jacket or a heavier sweatshirt most of the day. Highs tomorrow in the 50s.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. A Marion teen now is admitting in court to shooting and killing a man while stealing his gun.
He was just 13 years old at the time of the gas station shooting. Rich and I had his camera in the courtroom as the boy pleaded guilty to murder.
Are you Zayden M. Guy?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
14.
But Zayden Guy was just 13 when he shot and killed 24-year-old Byron Dennis Jr. inside a Marion Circle K on March 11th of last year. Guy admitted in court Monday that he had a gun in his sweatshirt and saw a gun in Dennis's pocket and went into the store intending to steal Dennis's gun.
Did you try to take it from him?
Yes, sir.
During that attempted robbery, did he end up getting hurt?
Yes, sir.
In fact, he got shot by you.
Yes, sir.
He died because of your attempt to rob him. Do you believe that's true?
Yes, sir.
Once this shooting took place, Mr. Dennis is laying on the floor and his gun's laying there, and you picked up that gun and walked out of the store with it, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you ended up taking his gun from him, and you intended, in fact, you did leave with it, intended to keep it for yourself or give it to somebody else.
Yes, sir.
With his mother and a dozen family and friends watching,
I plead guilty.
Guy pleaded guilty to murder, robbery, unlawfully carrying a handgun, and theft. In pleading guilty without a plea agreement, Guy is hoping the judge will consider alternative sentencing, which would allow for the possibility of a sentence less than the 45 years in prison minimum for murder, because Guy is a juvenile.
This is a systemic problem that we are having. We are seeing younger and younger people committing violent acts, violent crimes, taking lives of others. And a community can't stand for it. We cannot have young people going out and shooting and killing other people, and we will take a hard stand on that.
Guy is scheduled for sentencing May 20th. In Marion, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Zayden Guy says that someone drove him to the gas station and gave him a gun just minutes before the shooting, but he told the prosecutor today in court that he only knew the last name of the man who gave him the gun, and the teen says he only knew him for a couple of weeks.
Developing tonight, a 12-year-old girl is now facing charges after an incident with a razor blade at a school here in central Indiana.
So this is an update to a story that we first brought you Friday on 13 News at 5, and all of this happened at Southport's 6th grade academy. The parents of a boy hurt told police she tried to cut their son's hair with a razor blade, but cut his arm instead, causing him to get stitches.
The Marion County prosecutor now tells 13 News the girl is now facing charges of criminal recklessness and possession of a knife on school property, resulting in bodily injury.
Tonight, an Indianapolis mother is charged with having a gun on school grounds while allegedly trying to confront a teacher. Court documents say Carrie Rivers approached staff at Valley Mills Elementary School to complain her daughter had an assignment about same-sex couples. Well, school police say they found a gun on Rivers' waist. Rivers claims she didn't even realize that she had her gun and that she's been on school grounds with it before. Rivers was originally released but has been charged after police say she harassed the teacher on the school's communication app and on Facebook. Rivers is set to be in court tomorrow morning.